As part of SGI's Traffic Safety Spotlight for the month of April, they are focused on speeding, and police in Saskatchewan are going to be on the lookout for drivers who are speeding. So joining me to talk a little bit more about this, I'm joined with Tyler McMurtry from SGI. So Tyler, first of all, can you tell me a little bit more about the message that SGI is hoping to get across this month?
Absolutely. The reason we are focusing on speeding this April is because, with the spring weather, we expect there will be more people out and about enjoying the nice weather, getting their motorcycles, their bicycles, and going for walks with their families. So we want people to keep that in mind when they are getting behind the wheel, that the roads are going to be a little busier, and we want them to watch their speed and look out for everybody.
Now, with police in Saskatchewan keeping an extra eye open for speeders on the roads, what are some of the penalties that people can expect if they're caught speeding?
Well, the penalties for speeding escalate as you accelerate, we like to say. So the faster you're going, the more severe the ticket is going to be, and there are other consequences that can result as well. So on a regular stretch of road in Saskatchewan, if you're speeding, say you're exceeding the speed limit by 20 kilometers per hour, that's a $190 ticket. So that's not cheap. But when you're speeding in a school zone, that penalty escalates to a $310 ticket for that same 20 kilometers per hour over the limit. And if you're in a construction zone, and construction season will be well underway very soon, we want people to understand that the penalties for speeding in an occupied construction zone are very severe. A $440 ticket for 20 kilometers per hour over the limit, or if you don't slow down at all in those highway construction zones, you can face a penalty of $1,008 if you're going at 40 kilometers per hour over the limit in a zone where you're supposed to slow down to 60 kilometers per hour.
And even if you're not caught by police, there still could be a cost to speeding when it comes to increased chance of getting into a collision. Can you just talk a little bit more about some of the dangers of speeding?
Yeah, it's a great question. The problem with speeding is that it gives you less reaction time, and when you do collide with something, the results of that collision are much more severe. So it does increase your chance of being involved in a collision. Also, if you're speeding at a really egregious rate of speed on a regular stretch of road, the other road users will not expect you to be traveling that fast and won't be able to react accordingly as well. So that's another reason why you want to let off the gas pedal a little bit and just watch your speed. Those posted speed limits are what they say they are. They're limits. They're not suggestions.
Now, when we spoke before in different months about different traffic safety spotlights, there are a lot of tips that people can have, when it comes to distracted driving and stuff. But for speeding, I guess the main tip is slow down. It's not a race.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we're doing with this month's traffic safety spotlight, we had a bit of a Talladega Nights flavor to the news release. And our message is that public roads are not your racetrack. And if you ain't first, you're fine, actually. You don't want to take that racetrack mentality to the public roads. We were talking about consequences earlier. One of the consequences, if you're engaging in a contest of speed on the public road, is a 30-day vehicle impoundment. And even if you're not racing anyone, if you're traveling very, very fast, well over the speed limit, 50 kilometers per hour, you're looking at a 7-day vehicle impoundment. So not only are you looking at a ticket, but you're also looking at the loss of your vehicle for that specified period of time. And you'll have to pay the towing and impound fees on top of that.
Yeah, it's definitely not worth the risk. And Tyler, do you have any final thoughts before we end this today?
I just think we mentioned the vulnerable road users, the fact that there's going to be cyclists, motorcyclists, and pedestrians out. Motorists need to look out for them, but it's also incumbent upon everybody to do what they can to avoid collisions. So if you're a motorcyclist or a cyclist, making sure you're wearing the proper gear, that you're seen, and you're obeying the rules of the road. So make sure that you have proper lights and reflectors that are required. Making sure that you're always, of course, wearing a helmet and the other proper protective gear, especially if you're a motorcyclist. And for pedestrians, one of the things that we sometimes remind people is, we talk about distracted driving. Don't be a distracted pedestrian as well. If you're venturing out on the street, maybe take your eyes off your phone for a few moments and make sure that it's safe to cross.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with me today, Tyler. It's always great to get some tips from you today.
Always happy to talk to you, Jace.